Since the introduction of Suella Braverman's new migration bill, everyone on the political left is being rattled, completely having a trigger moment, including Stephen Flynn, the SNP's Westminster leader, who decided to attack the British public who believe in borders. I could make these videos every single day if I just make a list of everyone on the political left who is being triggered because of a simple bill, a migration bill. That might not even work out, as we've already discussed on the channel. The bill that will be allegedly, apparently, banning illegal entry of migrants, especially on small boats. Hopefully it will work, but I don't really see it really happening anytime soon. I'm just being pessimistic or realistic. Anyway, we have Stephen Flynn, who is now, well, he's currently the Westminster leader for the SNP, but considering Nicola Sturgeon standing down, he is the de facto leader of the SNP for now. And this guy who replaced Ian Blackford in Westminster, I kind of miss Ian Blackford now. I know he was very annoying every time he stood during PMQs to ask questions, but yeah, he was less harmful. He was just a bit annoying. Let's go to Stephen Flynn, because he decided to make a very rational speech and ask the question from the government. It's saying, does the Tory government, are they being inspired by Nigel Farage or Enoch Powell for simply wanting to protect the British borders?
Whilst it may shock, it shouldn't necessarily surprise, because this is the Tory government that in recent months has spoken of invasions. Just yesterday, this was the Tory government that said that 100 million people could be coming to these shores. And this is the Tory...
Hang on. 100 million, the number, comes from the UN, by the way, not the Tory government.
That this morning said that number could in fact be billions. Complete and utter nonsense. So may I ask the Prime Minister, from whom are his government taking inspiration? Nigel Farage or Enoch Powell?
Hang on. I love how he said that as some sort of insult, trying to be like, well, I'm going to name some evil people. I wish they were being inspired by Nigel Farage or Enoch Powell, but they're not. He's mentioning those names as if he's mentioning Himmler or Goebbels.
Mr. Speaker, and what a load of nonsense, Mr. Speaker. What a load of nonsense. No, in fact, the figure of 100 million, it doesn't come from the government. It comes from the United Nations, Mr. Speaker. And it illustrates the scale of the global migration crisis that the world is grappling with.
Sorry to interrupt. I feel really weird that I had to applaud Rishi Sunak. I don't know why I'm agreeing with him, but he's right. On this issue, he's right.
It's why it is right that we take action, Mr. Speaker, because if we do not, the numbers will continue to grow. They have more than quadrupled in just 2 years. It's a sign of what is to come, and our system will continue to be overwhelmed. And if that happens, we will not be able to help the people who are most in need of our support, our generosity, and our compassion. This has always been the way of this country, and once we get a grip of this system, that's who we can extend our support to, and that's why it's the right legislation.
Just for the record, while I was paying compliment to what Rashid Sunak said, let's not pretend that he's somehow the angel of British borders. He is simply under pressure. The whole Tory establishment is under pressure to do something about this, otherwise they'll lose the next election. But I'm fine with that. That's how politics works. As long as they do it, if they do it, I'm fine. I don't care. I'm still a bit skeptical, but we'll see how it happens. It is quite funny because the SNP politicians who stand up in Westminster and keep butting in when it comes to the issues. That is basically, the burden is mostly on England. So illegal migrants is mostly in England. And if they say that refugees are welcome here, why can't they take them and send them to Scotland if they really want them? And actually, it's funny because Lee Hurst, a comedian, came and said this: why doesn't the SNP call for a referendum on the Channel crosses to see if Scotland wants them? Absolutely. Why can't we? Yeah, if you really say you guys are so progressive and pro illegal migrants, maybe you should take them. Although there will be a lot of Scottish people who are not going to be happy about this, but clearly the SNP claim that they speak for the whole of Scotland. They claim that we are Scotland, even though they're not. But as long as they're in government, the Scottish government, then maybe they could just build some houses for illegal migrants if they really want to help them. But no. They're more than happy to take the English taxpayers' money and somehow lose it, and also not really take any of the migrants themselves. Absolute hypocrites. Anyway, let's take a quick break for half an hour. We have more important things to talk about than the SNP. We've got some new leaked information from the civil service. Civil servants in the Home Office are now refusing to implement Suella Braverman's new migration bill. Surprise, surprise. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Mahyar, Tousi, and we are the media.